Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard Cisneros at your service. Today I'll be reading the March 19th Daily Inspirational Message. It is a condensed version, 2 paragraphs long. Then I'll center myself, say a little prayer, and then make a couple comments on the message, and I trust that it will assist both of us on our journeys. Okay, here we go. The title, You Host Every Thought You Think. Paragraph 1. We're in a constant state of programming ourselves with every thought we think. The synapses in our brains that react and correspond with our thought patterns will fire more and more quickly and begin to gel the more they are used. The more our thoughts are repeated, regardless of how bad, guilty, sad, or angry they make us feel, the more they will become who we think we are. The truth in us is love. Everything else is just a program that we have been taught to see, accept, and reinforce as real. Our program or ego self is not us, no matter how natural and normal it may feel. We are forever one with God because God is love and all, and we are His creations. Yet, thanks to free will, we can hide this truth from ourselves. Equally so, we can use free will to more fully absorb, upset, and radiate God's love. Paragraph 2. Today let us pay very close attention to the thoughts that we are allowing to enter our minds. Let us make a very special effort to only allow in and support thoughts that will align us with love, with God. Equally so, let us make a concerted effort to stop thoughts at our mind's gate that are not loving in nature. By doing so, we start to get a better understanding of how much real power and control we have over our thoughts. The more conscious control we have over the thoughts we think, the easier it is to create the life we want. It is we who control the quality of the life we live. The thoughts that we entertain and support either poison and pollute or bring peace and prosperity to our minds, and thus the way we see and participate in this world. All right. You host every thought you think. Okay. Let's divide this into 5 sections, or 5 ideas to think about today. First, let us think about this. Let us think about where our judgmental, angry, resentful, jealous, hateful thoughts live. Where are those thoughts living? No matter how right the ego says they are for us to hold on to them, or think about them, where do they live? They live within us. And so they are poisoning us, and we are allowing them to poison us by us choosing to focus on them instead of the loving truth in us, and therefore the loving thoughts in us. And so whenever you have a negative thought or unloving thought towards a brother or sister, fine, okay. But those unloving thoughts remain inside of you. Those thoughts of judgment, of resentment, of jealousy, of hate live within you. They are poisoning you. And so, number 1, let's pay attention to where those negative thoughts that the ego has us support are living. Okay. Number 2, if we're feeling down or in a bad mood, if we're feeling lost or unbalanced, it's not because you're not spiritual or not wise or not good enough or not worthy enough. It's not that. It's just that you're unconsciously allowing thoughts that are negative in nature to live within you. And so what we said in point number 1, we're kind of reinforcing it in point number 2, is that however it is that you're feeling, it's because of the thoughts you're holding on within and allowing to live within you. And so all you have to do to let go of that feeling down, to let go of that bad mood, of feeling lost, feeling unbalanced, is to let go of the thoughts that are supporting those false ideas, those delusional ideas that the ego has you believe are real and true. And so there's a beauty in that, because if it's you who are holding on to those thoughts, if those thoughts that you are choosing to hold on to are keeping you down, then the power to change resides within you, not in the outer world. And that's good news, because if it was in the outer world, then you would have no control over them. But because they reside within you, you can shift them. You can decide no longer to support them. That's true. You can decide to look or shift them, to let go of them and shift into your loving thoughts. So if you're holding on to thoughts of judgment and resentment and jealousy and hate, just say, listen, enough of that. Enough. Enough is enough. Okay? I want to have peace. I want to be joyous. I want to be a light for this world. I'm no longer supporting those thoughts. I now forgive instead of judge. I now offer compassion instead of condemnation. I now choose to trust God instead of be fearful and worry or be anxious. It's your choice. And that's the beauty and the freedom of it. And that leads to point number 3, which is we take back control of our minds. If you're in the negative state of mind, if you're being judgmental and angry and resentful and all that stuff, guess what? That's not the truth in you doing that. That's the ego who's in control of your thoughts. So if the ego is in control of your thoughts, then what? It's in control of your mind and life. Okay? So we take back control today. But how? Simply by being who in truth we are. Realigning with the truth in us, with the love in us, with who God created us to be. And so when we're being loving, we're being compassionate, forgiving, kind, generous, charitable, healing, hopeful, or being who in truth we are, we're in control of our thoughts. That shows you that you're in control of your thoughts, when your thoughts are loving in nature. When your thoughts are unloving in nature, the ego is in control. And if it's in control of your mind, your thoughts, then it's in control of your mind and life. And then you feel like a zombie, and you feel unfulfilled, and you wonder why, and you feel lost and unbalanced, and you lack peace, and you wonder why, because you're not even living your life. The ego is living your life for you, and you're a zombie, following the ego. So point number 3 is take control back of your thoughts. Okay? Point number 4 is don't judge yourself for being out of control. Okay? Because the ego loves to have you judge somebody and then judge you for judging that somebody or that thing. So it's a double judgment for the ego. Therefore, it takes more control of your thoughts and thinking, because it says, "No, you're not spiritual enough yet. Let me stay in control because you're not spiritual or worthy enough yet." So point number 4 is it's okay when you find yourself out of alignment with your loving thoughts, with your true eternal loving essence in nature. It's okay. Don't punish yourself for that. Simply practice catching yourself when you're in that state of mind, when you're not in control of your thoughts and thinking and mind and life. Just keep on practicing. When you're using unloving thoughts, practice coming back to your loving thoughts. And the more you practice, the easier it gets to remember where you truly belong. So it's okay, let's say you're judgmental or angry at somebody, it's okay to process that. Process your anger. Feel how it feels. But little by little, you'll find out that judgment and anger and resentment and hate, they're not useful. They're not helping you achieve your purpose in life. They're not aligning you with your mission in life, which is to be the light of the world. And so why continue to travel dead-end roads? Why? Okay, go ahead and go to dead-end roads 1 or 2 times, or however many times you need to. But figure out it's a dead-end road. Why continue to travel that path? There's a better way. And so process, if you need to, your negative emotions, your unloving thoughts, but then let them go with forgiveness, with compassion, with understanding, Forgive your misperceptions. Forgive your brothers and sisters. Forgive the situation. Trust in the divine design. Trust that God has your back. And be at peace. And then offer this peace and love and compassion to your brothers and sisters, to the situation. And the last point number 5 is, since we now are having more control of our thoughts, what do? We keep on investing our time, focus, and energy on loving thoughts. On thoughts of forgiveness and compassion and kindness and joy and generosity and hope and healing. We keep investing our time in that and lower our investment in the ego's mindset and thoughts and thinking. So we become more of who we truly are, and we let go of who we are not. Until all we truly are is the love that God created us to be. And so in point number 5, that's what we practice doing. We practice putting our time, focus, and energy today on those loving thoughts. And whenever those unloving thoughts come in, we practice stopping that process and coming back to loving thoughts. Stopping the judgment, coming back to forgiveness. Stopping the condemnation, coming back to compassion. Stopping the fear and anxiousness and worry and coming back to trust in God and the divine design. And remembering, we control our thoughts. Our thoughts should not be controlling us. When we control our thoughts, they're loving in nature. When our thoughts are controlling us, it's the ego who's doing it. Forgive the ego. Pat it on his head, forgive it, come back to center, come back to your true thoughts. And by doing so, you become the light of the world that God created you to be. And so that's what we practice today. All right, thank you very much for your time. I love you very much. If you can like, comment, or share, it would help with the listening process, and it might help somebody figure out which thoughts are theirs and which thoughts are not truly theirs. And if you made it this far, I love you very much, and God willing, we'll see each other tomorrow. Peace.